Love doesn't always arrive with loud declarations, grand gestures, or perfectly timed words. Sometimes it shows up quietly, hidden in the everyday moments, tucked inside small actions, and expressed through gentle effort rather than flowery speech. When a man is falling for you, he might not always say the words, "I love you." But if you're paying attention, his heart is already speaking. Not every man is vocal about his feelings. Some were raised to be strong, to be silent, to avoid showing too much emotion. Others simply don't know how to express what they feel in ways that are obvious. But just because a man doesn't say it out loud, doesn't mean he doesn't feel it deeply. For many, love is something they show, not something they announce. He might not write you poems, but he'll remember the little things you say. He may not shower you with constant compliments in front of others, but he'll whisper them in private when no one's watching. He won't always know the right words, but he'll show up when it matters, stay when things get difficult, and quietly protect the parts of you that feel fragile. That's his language of love. Not loud, not flashy, but steady and real. In a world that often romanticizes the dramatic and overlooks the meaningful, it's easy to miss these signs. But the truth is, love lives in the details. It shows up in how he checks on you when you're quiet, how he gives you space when you need it, or how he saves little things to share with you later, just because they made him think of you. These aren't random acts. They're the slow, steady rhythm of someone falling in love and doing their best to show it. This video is for anyone who's ever wondered, does he feel the same way? Or is he trying to show love in a way I'm not seeing? Because the signs are there. They've always been there. They just don't always look the way we expect love to look. Sometimes it's in a message at the end of a long day. Sometimes it's in the way he changes little habits just to make you comfortable. And sometimes it's in the way he watches you with quiet admiration, thinking all the things he hasn't yet found the courage to say. So if you've been unsure, questioning whether his feelings are real, this list will help you see more clearly. These 15 signs aren't loud. They're quiet, intentional, and honest. They come from a place of genuine care. His way of holding your heart even if he doesn't always know how to show it perfectly. Because real love doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. And if you listen closely, you'll hear it in the way he shows up, supports, protects, and stays. 1. He remembers your favorite things without you repeating them. When a man is trying to show love in his own way, one of the most meaningful signs is how he remembers the little things you like, without needing reminders. It shows he's not just hearing you, he's truly listening. Your preferences, your favorite foods, the songs you hum, the way you take your coffee. These small details stay with him because you matter to him on a deeper level. He doesn't need to write it down or be told twice, because when someone is emotionally invested, they naturally retain the things that bring you joy. This kind of attention is quiet and personal. He may not always say how much he cares, but his actions reflect it. Remembering your favorite things is his way of showing you're important to him. He's not doing it to impress you. He's doing it because he's genuinely thinking about you, even when you're not around. His mind holds on to your likes and dislikes because his heart is slowly tying itself to yours. These moments may seem small, but they hold emotional weight. They reveal consistency, effort, and care. All signs of love expressed not through grand gestures, but through presence and awareness. A man who loves in his own quiet way won't always say, "I love you" with words. Instead, he'll show it through how closely he pays attention to your world. The fact that he remembers what makes you smile, what comforts you, or even what annoys you, means he's trying to understand you on a level beyond the surface. This form of love is gentle and unspoken, but deeply sincere. It's not about proving something. It's about holding space for you in his thoughts. And when someone remembers your favorite things without being told, it's because their heart is already listening, even in silence. 2. He offers help before you even ask. When a man is expressing love in his own quiet way, one of the clearest signs is when he offers help before you even ask. It shows that he's paying close attention, not just to your words, but to your needs, your routines, and your unspoken struggles. He notices when you're overwhelmed, tired, or silently carrying too much, and instead of waiting for a request, he steps in. This kind of awareness doesn't come from obligation. It comes from genuine care. His instinct to support you reflects emotional connection. He wants to lighten your load, not because he has to, but because it matters to him that you feel supported. He may not always say what he feels, but his actions say, "I've got you." Offering help without being asked means he's thinking ahead. He's not just reacting to problems, he's trying to prevent you from feeling alone in them. It's in these small but consistent acts of service that his feelings become clear. Whether you're going through a difficult day or just handling everyday responsibilities, he quietly finds ways to be there without making it a performance. His love shows through action, not announcement. He respects your strength, but still wants to be part of your safety net. This shows emotional maturity and a desire to be a dependable presence in your life. When someone steps in to help before the words leave your mouth, it's a reflection of how closely they're tuned into you. It's his way of showing that he sees you, hears you, and wants to ease the weight you carry, even if it's invisible. That kind of quiet support is a powerful expression of love, especially from someone who may not know how to say it aloud, but deeply feels it all the same. 3. He listens to you vent without interrupting. When a man truly cares, one of the most heartfelt ways he shows it is by listening to you vent without interrupting. He doesn't rush to fix things or offer quick advice. Instead, he gives you space to speak, to release your thoughts and emotions fully, because he understands that sometimes you don't need solutions. You just need to be heard. In those moments, his silence isn't disinterest, it's deep presence. He's there, fully engaged, letting you express yourself without judgment or dismissal. This kind of listening is rare and deeply meaningful. It shows emotional patience and respect for what you're feeling. He's not waiting for his turn to talk or tuning out halfway through. He stays with you in the discomfort, in the tension, because your voice matters to him. He hears not just the words, but the emotion behind them. And by staying quiet, he creates a safe space for you to be fully real, frustrated, tired, overwhelmed, without having to filter anything. Men don't always know how to say "I care" in words. But when a man listens to you vent with full attention and zero interruption, that's his way of saying it. He may not have all the answers, but he wants you to know that you're not carrying your burden alone. His silence becomes comfort, and his presence becomes a kind of emotional shelter. It's in these moments that his feelings are most clear. Because anyone can listen when things are light and easy, but listening through the heavy, unfiltered parts of you, that takes heart. And when he listens like that, it's not just kindness. It's love showing itself in one of the purest, most respectful forms possible. 4. He makes time for you even on his busiest days. When a man is trying to show love in his own way, one of the most telling signs is how he prioritizes you, even when life gets hectic. No matter how busy his schedule is, how many responsibilities he's juggling, or how tired he might be, he still finds time to check in, call, text, or be with you. It doesn't have to be hours of attention. Sometimes, it's just a few focused minutes that say, "You're important to me," even when everything else is demanding my time. This kind of effort isn't casual. It's intentional. He may not express his feelings with poetic words, or grand gestures, but his time is his love language. Time is one of the most valuable things anyone can give, especially when it's limited. So when he chooses to share it with you, consistently and willingly, it shows that you hold a meaningful place in his heart. You'll notice that even on his hardest days, he carves out moments just for you. He doesn't use being busy as an excuse to go silent. Instead, he makes the effort to stay connected, because being close to you brings him peace, even in chaos. It could be a quick message in between meetings, or a short call just to hear your voice. Whatever the form, the message is clear. You matter, and I'm thinking about you. His consistency in making time is quiet but powerful. It's his way of saying you're not an afterthought. You're part of his world, not something separate from it. And when a man chooses you again and again, even when he has 100 reasons to be elsewhere, that's not just affection. It's real, growing love, expressed through time, attention, and presence. 5. He notices small changes in your mood. When a man is showing love in his own way, one of the most genuine signs is how he notices even the smallest changes in your mood. You don't have to say anything, and you don't need to explain yourself. He just senses it. Maybe your smile is a little less bright, your replies are a little shorter, or your tone has shifted ever so slightly. To most people, these things would go unnoticed, but not to him. His awareness comes from emotional closeness. He's paying attention to more than just your words. He's tuned into your energy, your body language, and the way you carry yourself. When someone truly cares, they feel it when something's not right, even if it's unspoken. He might ask gently if you're okay, or simply sit with you quietly, offering comfort without needing details. What matters is that he sees you, fully, and without needing to be told. This kind of attention can't be faked. It isn't performative. It's a reflection of how much space you occupy in his heart and mind. When he notices your mood, it means he's not just there for the highs, he's emotionally available for the quiet lows too. He doesn't ignore discomfort or brush aside your emotions. Instead, he makes space for them and for you. You don't have to perform happiness for him. You don't have to explain every feeling. He just knows when something's off, and that alone can be one of the most comforting experiences, being understood without having to speak. When someone sees the storm behind your smile and responds with care, that's not just affection. That's real, attentive love, quietly speaking through presence and understanding. 6. He gives you space when you need it. When a man is truly trying to love you in his own way, one of the most respectful and powerful things he can do is give you space when you need it. He doesn't take it personally. He doesn't panic or assume the worst. Instead, he recognizes that sometimes silence is healing, distance is necessary, and time alone is a form of self-care, not a rejection. He trusts you enough to let you breathe. He understands that love isn't about constant presence. It's about mutual respect and emotional balance. When you pull back a little, whether to think, to rest, or to process something, he doesn't chase or pressure you. He waits with quiet patience, not because he's distant, but because he values your emotional rhythm and wants to support it, even when it means stepping back. This kind of love is rare because it comes from maturity. He knows that real connection doesn't mean being together every second. It means being in tune with what each other needs. And if what you need in the moment is solitude, clarity, or space to recharge, he honors that without resentment or fear. That's his way of showing that your peace matters to him just as much as your presence. It may not always feel like an obvious act of love, but it is. Giving space without guilt or drama is a sign of deep emotional intelligence. It means he's not just thinking about what he wants. He's thinking about what you need. And when someone can quietly step back without letting go, that's not absence, it's care, it's trust. And it's one of the clearest ways love makes itself known without ever saying a word. 7. He introduces you to people who matter to him. When a man is falling for you and expressing love in his own way, one of the strongest signs is when he starts introducing you to the people who truly matter to him. These introductions aren't just casual meetings. They're a reflection of how seriously he sees you in his life. Whether it's his closest friends, his siblings, or people he deeply respects, bringing you into that inner circle shows that you're not just someone temporary. You're becoming someone significant. He doesn't take those relationships lightly, and letting you into that space means he's proud to be connected to you. It's his way of saying, "You're important to me, and I want the people I care about to know you." Even if he doesn't say it out loud, the gesture speaks volumes. He's linking two parts of his life, his private world and the part that includes you, and that's something a man only does when he's emotionally invested. These introductions are also about transparency. He wants you to see who he is outside of your time together, the version of himself that exists with people who've known him the longest. It's a vulnerable step, letting you into that space, because it opens him up to your opinions and gives you insight into how he lives, who he trusts, and what his values look like in action. It's not about formality or showing off, it's about inclusion. When a man introduces you to his people, it's his quiet way of anchoring you into his world. And love, when it's growing, always looks for ways to become more real, more shared, more grounded. This gesture is just that, a simple but meaningful way of saying, "I see a future here, and I want you in it." 8. He checks in on you just to make sure you're okay. When a man truly cares and is expressing love in his own way, one of the most comforting signs is when he checks in on you just to make sure you're okay. It's not about needing something from you or continuing a conversation. It's simply about your well-being. Whether you've had a rough day, gone quiet, or even if everything seems fine, he still reaches out with a soft question, a short message, or a gentle call just to see how you're holding up. This kind of gesture might seem small on the surface, but it carries deep emotional weight. It shows that you're on his mind, not just when it's convenient or when you're laughing together, but in the quiet, everyday moments too. He's emotionally attuned enough to sense when something might be off, and even if he can't fix it, he wants you to know you're not alone in it. That's a quiet form of love, offering presence instead of solutions, care instead of control. It's not about dramatic concern or overreaction. It's about the consistency of emotional support. His check-ins mean he's thinking of you, not just when he wants something, but when he suspects you might need something, even if it's just a few kind words. It reflects his desire to be a safe space for you, someone who's emotionally available, even during the silent or heavy moments. This behavior reveals something powerful, that your emotional state matters to him, even when it's not expressed out loud. It means he sees you, not just the happy parts, but the vulnerable ones too. And when a man checks in just to ask how you're doing without reason or expectation, it's not just kindness, it's love, showing up in the simplest and most sincere way. 9. He remembers dates and moments that are important to you. When a man is trying to show love in his own quiet way, one of the most meaningful signs is how he remembers the dates and moments that matter to you. Whether it's your birthday, the day you achieved something personal, or even a random date that holds emotional weight for you, he keeps it in mind. Not because he has to, but because he genuinely cares. It means he's paying attention, not just to your words, but to what's important to your heart. He doesn't need reminders or prompts. These moments stay with him because you stay with him. Your happiness, your milestones, your memories, they become part of what he values. And so when those dates come around, he acknowledges them, even in the smallest ways. It might be a thoughtful message, a kind gesture, or simply bringing it up in conversation to show that he remembers. These moments reveal emotional investment far deeper than casual interest. It also shows that he respects your story. Remembering your important dates is his way of honoring where you've been and what's shaped you. It tells you that your life isn't just something he observes from the outside. It's something he's choosing to be part of, piece by piece. That kind of emotional presence is powerful, especially from someone who may not always express feelings through words. When a man remembers what matters to you, it's because you matter to him. It's his way of showing love, not through grand declarations, but through consistency, memory, and care. These little acts are not little at all. They're signs of a growing bond, a deeper connection, and a heart that's learning to hold yours with quiet attention. 10. He shows up when it counts, without making it a big deal. When a man is expressing love in his own subtle way, one of the clearest signs is how he shows up for you during the moments that truly matter, without needing recognition or making it a big deal. He's there when you need support, when things feel heavy, or when something important is happening in your life. He doesn't wait to be asked or make it about himself. He simply shows up because being present for you is natural to him. It could be during a tough day, a stressful event, or a personal challenge. He's not loud about it. He doesn't make grand speeches or expect praise. His presence speaks for itself. He's the one who quietly stands by you, offering calm, stability, and reassurance. You may not even realize how much his presence means until you look back and see that he never left your side when it mattered most. This kind of consistency shows his character. It reveals that his feelings are deeper than surface-level affection. When he's emotionally invested, he treats your pain like his own, and your success like something to be proud of too. He doesn't show up for credit. He does it because he genuinely wants to be part of your life in a meaningful, dependable way. When someone stands beside you during the defining moments, without noise, without ego, without asking for attention, it's one of the purest forms of love. He may never say, "I'll always be there for you" out loud, but his actions already have. And in those quiet acts of support, he's showing you that he doesn't just love who you are when things are good. He loves you enough to be there when it truly counts. 11. He defends you when you're not around. When a man is falling for you and expressing love in his own way, one of the most powerful signs is how he speaks about you when you're not there to hear it. If someone criticizes you, questions your character, or makes a disrespectful joke, he doesn't stay silent. He steps in. He defends you, not to win points or look good, but because his heart won't allow him to tolerate negativity about someone he deeply cares about. This kind of loyalty reveals his emotional commitment. He doesn't need you to witness his defense for it to matter. He does it because protecting your name and honoring your dignity has become important to him. Whether it's among friends, family, or strangers, he doesn't let others reduce your worth. His instinct is to guard your image because in his eyes, you're someone who deserves respect, always and in every room. He may not be overly vocal in general, but when it comes to you, he becomes clear. He sets boundaries. He corrects misinformation. He removes himself from conversations that don't reflect how he sees you. These moments may happen quietly, without you even knowing, but they speak volumes about how he feels. He's not defending you for show. He's doing it because love, even when silent, demands loyalty. When a man stands up for you in your absence, It means he's thinking of your heart even when you're not around. It's a deep kind of care, rooted in respect and emotional protection. And while it might never be spoken out loud, those unseen moments are where some of the truest forms of love live. Not in performance, but in unwavering, quiet defense. 12. He saves things to share with you later. When a man is showing love in his own quiet way, one of the sweetest signs is how he starts saving things just to share with you later. It could be a video, a song, a quote, a place he passed by, or a story he heard. Something that made him think of you in that moment. Even if you're not together when it happens, he keeps it in his mind or his phone, waiting for the right time to say, "This reminded me of you." It's a gentle but powerful way of showing that you're present in his thoughts, even when you're not physically there. It means you're woven into his day, into the little moments that most people pass by without a second thought. And because he values your connection, he wants to keep you included in the things that matter to him or make him feel something, no matter how small they seem. This habit reflects emotional intimacy. It shows he's not just living his life independently, he's seeing his experiences as something worth sharing with you. You're not an afterthought. You're someone whose opinion, presence, and reaction he looks forward to. Saving things for you isn't just about the object or content itself. It's about creating a shared world between you both, where moments don't fully feel complete until he's shared them with you. He may never say directly, "I missed you in that moment," but through these quiet acts, he tells you that your presence matters. It's a kind of invisible closeness, a soft connection that stretches through time and space. And when a man starts holding little pieces of his world aside just for you, it's not just affection, it's love growing in the most thoughtful and personal way. 13. He changes small habits to make you comfortable. When a man is falling for you and showing love in his own way, one of the most telling signs is when he begins to change small habits, subtle shifts in his routine, his behavior, or his environment, all to make you feel more comfortable. He doesn't make a big deal out of it. He might not even point it out. But you'll start to notice that he adjusts things he's used to just to ease your experience or show that your comfort matters to him. These changes aren't forced. He doesn't do them to impress you or win praise. He does them quietly because your happiness and ease are becoming part of his priority list. Whether it's the way he speaks, the time he gives you, how he reacts to certain things, or even how he organizes his space, he begins to consider your preferences. Your comfort starts to shape his actions. This kind of effort reveals emotional consideration. It means he's paying attention to how you feel, even in situations where most people wouldn't notice or care. It also shows that he's not only thinking about himself anymore. Love, even in its early stages, often starts with those little sacrifices. Things he might have never changed for anyone else, but does so now because you're different. He may never mention it, but you'll feel it. The room feels more welcoming, his responses softer, his presence more in tune with yours. These small changes may seem insignificant on the outside, but they carry the quiet weight of love. Because real love lives in the details. And when someone adjusts their world, even just a little, to make space for you to feel safe and seen, it's one of the clearest signs that they're loving you, deeply and intentionally. 14. He compliments you in private, not just public. When a man truly cares and is expressing love in his own quiet, sincere way, one of the most meaningful signs is when he compliments you in private, not just when others are watching. He doesn't say nice things to impress people or for attention. He does it when it's just the two of you, when there's no spotlight and no one else around to witness it. That's when the words come from the most honest part of him. These private compliments carry a different kind of weight. They're not about appearances or surface-level flattery. They're about how he sees you when no one else is looking. It could be your strength, your kindness, your way of thinking, or simply how you smiled when you didn't feel like it. He notices things that others might overlook, and he tells you because he genuinely wants you to know how much he values you. When a man gives praise behind closed doors, it shows that his affection for you isn't performative. He's not trying to show off that he's a good partner. He's just being one. He wants you to feel beautiful, appreciated, and loved. Not because the world sees it, but because he sees it. Those quiet compliments, spoken in calm moments, come from the parts of him that are softest and most real. This behavior reveals emotional depth. Public praise can feel good, but private compliments build trust and intimacy. They tell you he's not just in love with how you appear to the world, he's in love with who you are when no one's watching. And when someone values you in silence, it means the love they're offering is quiet, steady, and deeply genuine. 15. He makes you feel safe, emotionally and physically. When a man is expressing love in his own steady and quiet way, one of the most powerful signs is how he makes you feel safe, both emotionally and physically. It's not always about protecting you from something obvious. Sometimes it's about how he speaks to you, how he reacts to your vulnerability, and how he holds space for your emotions without judgment. You feel seen, heard, and respected when you're with him. You don't have to shrink yourself, hide your truth, or guard your feelings. With him, you can simply be. Emotional safety means you know he won't use your weaknesses against you. He listens without making you feel small. He doesn't dismiss your emotions or mock your sensitivity. Instead, he responds with calmness, empathy, and consistency. He becomes someone you can lean on, someone who creates a sense of emotional home within the chaos of life. You don't fear his reaction. You trust it. Physical safety shows up just as quietly. It's in how he walks beside you without rushing ahead, how he reaches out to steady you without making a scene, how his presence makes you feel more secure just by being near. He's not trying to be a hero. He simply moves with the instinct to protect, to comfort, to make sure you never feel alone or unsafe in his company. This kind of love isn't loud or showy, but it runs deep. When a man loves you, he becomes aware of your emotional and physical space, and his greatest act of love becomes making that space feel secure. It's not about control, it's about care. And when you feel calm in his presence, free to express yourself without fear and protected without needing to ask, that's when you know. His love is real, and it's holding you even in silence.